Hi everyone, today we're going to be going over the Bitcoin Lightning Network nodes chart and how you can use this tool to help improve your Bitcoin investing and analysis. This chart, as well as many others, are all freely available on lookintobitcoin.com, your number one source for Bitcoin information. If you haven't already, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to ensure you're receiving all of our content as soon as it's released. Well, what is the Bitcoin Lightning nodes chart? Well, it's a very simple chart. It is simply showing us the total amount of active Bitcoin Lightning nodes. And if you don't know what the Bitcoin Lightning nodes are actually representing, these nodes are actually supporting what is known as the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Now, if you haven't heard of the Bitcoin Lightning Network, it actually acts as a separate individual network from the main Bitcoin network. This is known as a layer 2 solution. So rather than having each transaction verified within the Bitcoin network, the main Bitcoin network, which verifies transactions in each block, which comes about every 10 minutes or so, the Bitcoin Lightning Network aims to have almost instant, almost free, scalable transactions that are handled on a slightly different network. So to better show this, I've actually loaded up what we have here, the Bitcoin Blockchain Explorer. Now this is just showing us all the Bitcoin blocks that have come through, including all the transactions within them. So if we actually see, as I film this, the latest Bitcoin block actually came through 53 minutes ago. So if you have since been waiting for a transaction to come through on the main Bitcoin network, you could have been waiting nearly an hour for your transaction to go through. One thing to also consider is because these come fairly infrequently and can only fit a limited amount of trades within, the fees can sometimes be fairly expensive to use the Bitcoin main network. Now this is all of course relative. If you were sending hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin over the main Bitcoin network and you had to pay a few cents or $1 in fees, that's considerably cheaper than any other means to do so. However, if you were buying your morning cup of coffee, as the analogy usually goes, paying $1 just to get that transaction through is pretty pricey. So the solution to this was to create the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Now this chart here is showing us all of the Bitcoin Lightning nodes, as we saw on the previous Look into Bitcoin chart, over 15,000, and all of these payment channels. We can see here 81,500 channels. So whereas the Bitcoin main network has each transaction go into what's called a mempool, and then these transactions are picked up by the miners and each go into separate blocks that come through about every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin Lightning Network is actually routing payments from node to node and through channel to channel, from whoever is sending to whoever receiving that payment. And as I said previously, as this is done almost instantly and is very cheap, it is definitely a much more scalable and practical solution for day-to-day spending of BTC. So just to summarize, the Bitcoin Lightning nodes chart shows us the total amount of individual nodes supporting the payment channels that are currently active on the Bitcoin Lightning Network. We can see this has been on an almost non-stop steady upwards growth. There are of course some correlations to price. Obviously when the Bitcoin price is increasing substantially, a lot of new users are into the space and a lot will be more interested in the surrounding technologies, but overall the trend is to the upside and this layer 2 solution for the Bitcoin network is ever increasing. And as discussed, as the Lightning Network operates separately to provide instant transactions with extremely low fees, it can support millions of transactions every second, and many see the Lightning Network as a key factor in the long-term functionality and usability of Bitcoin. If you like this video, then please visit lookintobitcoin.com. We provide clarity for Bitcoin investors, whether they are experienced or just learning about Bitcoin for the first time. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to learn about all our other charts and gain even more market insights. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.